Hello everyone, this is Noel Jason and again welcome back to my YouTube channel Basic Speech Practice and Knowledge Listening. So, today I'm here to conduct a speech on a topic that is beneficial for your NEET examinations. The name of the topic is genetics. So, what is genetics? Genetics is the branch of biology that studies genes, heredity, and the variation of organisms. At its core, it seeks to understand how traits are passed from parents to offspring, as well as how these traits are expressed and regulated. So, there are mainly two basic units of genetics. They are genes and DNA. DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid is the molecule that carries the genetic instructions that are used in the growth, development, functioning, and reproduction of all living organisms. It is made up of nucleotides, which consist of three components: a phosphate group, a sugar group, and a nitrogenous base. The four nitrogenous bases are adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. These bases pair in specific ways to form the rungs of the DNA double helix. Genes are the segments of DNA that encode for proteins or they have regulatory functions. They are the basic functional units of heredity. So, now let's come to the topic called chromosomes and genome. So, what are chromosomes? DNA is packed into structures called chromosomes, which are found in the nucleus of cells. In humans, each cell typically contains 23 pairs of chromosomes, or 46 chromosomes in total in one cell, with one set inherited from each parent. So, all the DNA in an organism, including all of its genes, is referred as its genome. The Human Genome Project that was completed in 2003 mapped the entire human genome, identifying all of the approximately 20,000 to 25,000 human genes. So now let's come to the topic called Mendelian inheritance. So what is Mendelian inheritance? So as an explanation, Gregor Mendel, who is also known as the father of modern genetics, discovered the basic principles of heredity by studying pea plants. He observed that how traits such as flower color and seed shape were passed down from generation to generation and established the laws of inheritance. The laws of inheritance are the laws of segregation and the law of independent assortment. The law of segregation states that each individual has two alleles for each trait, and these alleles separate or segregate during the formation of gametes, so that each gamete carries only one allele for each trait. So, the law of independent assortment states that the genes for different traits are inherited independently of one another, which means the inheritance of one trait does not affect the inheritance of another. Alleles are different forms of a gene. For example, a gene for flower color may have a dominant allele for purple flowers and a recessive allele for white flowers. An organism with two dominant alleles or one dominant and one recessive allele will have purple flowers, while only an organism with two recessive alleles will have white flowers. So there are various phases in genetical variations. Some of them are mutation, recombination, and natural selection. A mutation is a change in the DNA sequence of a gene. Mutations can be inherited or occur spontaneously due to errors in DNA replication or environmental factors. Mutations are a major source of genetic diversity and can be beneficial, neutral, or harmful. So, talking about recombination, during the process of sexual reproduction, recombination occurs when the homologous chromosomes exchange segments of DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid. This shuffling of genetic material contributes to the genetic variation seen in the offspring. So, talking about the natural selection, genetic variations that confer advantages in survival and reproduction may increase in frequency over generations through the process of natural selection, driving evolution. So, talking about gene expression and regulation, not all genes in an organism are expressed at the same time or in the same cells. Instead, gene expression refers to the process by which information from a gene is used to synthesize a functional product, usually a protein. So, some examples of gene expressions are transcription and translation, from which transcription is the first step of gene expression. It's a process where the DNA sequence of a gene is transcribed into mRNA or messenger ribonucleic acid. So, translation is a process when the mRNA or the messenger ribonucleic acid is then translated into a protein by ribosomes in the cell cytoplasm. Gene expression is regulated at multiple levels, including through epigenetic mechanisms like DNA methylation and histone modification, which can silence or activate genes without changing the underlying DNA sequence. So, talking about molecular genetics and biotechnology, molecular genetics focuses on the structure and function of genes at a molecular level. Techniques like gene cloning, DNA sequencing, and PCR or polymerase chain reaction have revolutionized our ability to study genes. Genetic engineering involves modifying an organism's genetic material. This can be done to introduce new traits like pest resistance in crops or to produce therapeutic proteins like insulin. The field of CRISPR Cas9 technology has enabled precise editing of genes with the potential to treat genetic disorders by correcting faulty genes. So, beyond Mendel, there are some inherent patterns. They are incomplete dominance, codominance, polygenic inheritance, and sex linked traits. So the incomplete dominance includes is the process where neither allele is completely dominant, resulting in a phenotype that is the blend of two. Like red flower is crossed with that is crossed with white flower produces pink flowers. That's an example. So what is codominance? Codominance is a process where both alleles are fully expressed in the phenotype. For example, AB blood type. Now, what is polygenic inheritance? Polygenic inheritance means there are traits like height, skin color, and intelligence are controlled by multiple genes, often resulting in a continuous range of phenotypes. Sex linked traits means it's a process of inheritance pattern where some genes are located on the sex chromosomes, like X and Y. For example, color blindness and hemophilia are X linked recessive traits, means men, or males who have only one X chromosomes are more likely to express these traits. In humans, the study of genetic disorders and their inheritance patterns is a major area of research. Some genetic conditions like cystic fibrosis are caused by mutations in a single gene, while others, like heart disease or diabetes, are influenced by both genetic and environmental factors. Advances in genetics have led to genetic counseling, which helps individuals understand the risk of inherited conditions, and personalized medicine, where treatments can be tailored to an individual's genetic profile. So, now, as the second last topic, talking about ethical implications, the power to modify genes raises significant ethical questions. Issues like genetic privacy, the potential for designer babies, and the equitable access to genetic therapies are hotly debated in bioethics. There are also concerns about the use of genetic information by employers or insurance companies, which has led to the creation of laws like the Genetic Information Non Discrimination Act, or GINA, in the US to protect individuals from genetic discrimination. So, as a conclusion to my speech, I would like to say that genetics is a rapidly evolving field with broad implications for medicine, agriculture, and evolutionary biology, from understanding the molecular basis of heredity to manipulating genes for therapeutic purposes. Genetics provide powerful insights into the blueprint of life. As our ability to read, interpret, and modify genetic information grows, so too does the potential to solve some of humanity's most pressing health and scientific challenges. These were the informations I plan to talk about in today's informative speech about biology called genetics. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked my speech and found this video helpful for your NEET examination, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also, don't forget to turn on the bell icon to receive my latest speeches. Once again, thank you so much all of you who are watching this video.